Greetings and welcome to the 1-6 Scale Man proudly presents, you know what time it is. Comic book talk with friends. Monday nights. You already know what it is. We got past Sunday fun. What it was Sunday fun day. Now we're in Manic
Mhm.
Monday, but we'll promise we'll make this an easy one tonight, and you'll have a good time. So glad to have everybody here, man. We got some things to talk about. I mean, of course, we got the amazing Miss Marvel show. That was kind of like it was like a sneaky situation there with this show, man. It was like at first you didn't know what to expect from it, but from the far as what I know, as far as the first two episodes, is staying true to the comics. I'm enjoying myself. I hope you guys are too. But you know what it is, man. We're gonna dive into that just in a few minutes. But first, I gotta introduce the amazing panel that we have here tonight. It's gonna be a good one, man. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing, man? How's everything going with y'all tonight?
What up? What up? What
Greetings,
up?
salutations.
Yeah, definitely, man. So glad to have everybody here.
That
It'll
Miles is
definitely be a
fire.
good one. We
That's
got the
dope.
miles up. Yeah, mine's are going to be
Yeah.
shipping out tomorrow. See, here's the thing, like my miles, man, like it was a public holiday basically for Hong Kong on Sunday. Well, Monday, which would have
Oh,
been our
okay.
Sunday. So again,
Yeah.
they didn't ship mine out along with they ship mine out. They're going to ship mine out tomorrow along with the my
Nightmare
Justice
two
League
pack.
2 pack. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I got that coming. It should be shipping out tomorrow too, so I'll
yeah,
have
so
that
that
later
should
this
be
week.
shipping out tomorrow. So that'll be a good one. We'll see how it goes, man. But it's
Oh
gonna be
yeah, that
fun.
one I'm not getting. I already have them. So.
You already have so you have the Nightmare Batman
Mm-hmm.
and the Superman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you
Superman,
definitely
I made myself, but I
yeah,
the
you have your
Nightmare Batman
own.
is
Yours is dope. Yours is dope.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't
Mm-hmm.
have it. So I was like, you know what? This is gonna
It's
be
a
a
good one,
bonus for
bro.
me, man. Definitely. I guess
And they fixed
yeah,
the jacket.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the jacket looks good on this new one.
Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
did.
They fixed it.
Killed it.
Yeah.
They definitely killed it, man. So it's exciting
Mm-hmm.
times, man. Exciting times. But yes, man, so glad to have everybody here. Jason, man, how was the weekend, brother?
It was good, man. Father's Day got spoiled, so it was cool, and I had a good
Yeah,
time, man. Nice, easy
yeah,
weekend. Picked up some books, some more Star Wars stuff, and that was it, bro. I just chill.
yeah, man. Definitely, bro. It was a good
Hmm.
weekend, man. It was a nice weather here though for the weekend, surprisingly. But
Hmm.
it was pretty good. You know what I mean? I was driving around. I was actually driving around on Saturday a bit. Um, a bit trying to find. I was like, you know what? Sometimes when it's a good, nice day, I go on a hunt to see if I can find Vinny out there, kind of, landscaping. I'm
You
gonna
want
see
to
if I can
see?
find him so I could just, you know what I mean? I want to see him in action from a distance. You know what I mean? I just want to see how he does things. It's crazy though, because you know what I mean? He's always I very seldomly see him pull up on a guy's lawn. It's always like females, man. So, you
Yeah, I
know how
mean,
Vinny do.
there are certain payment arrangements that sometimes, or
Yeah, 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 yeah.
gotta stop in for that lemonade.
He's just knocking on the door. Hey, Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah, Mrs. Rock.
Hey, Miss Parker.
Yep.
I don't know how many
Hey,
people
Miss
in the chat are
Parker.
old enough to get the Mrs.
Yeah.
Robinson's reference.
Mhm. Hey,
Miss
Mrs.
Parker too.
Robinson.
Miss Parker.
Hey, Miss Parker too.
Hey, Miss
Yeah,
Parker.
right.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Hey,
Miss
Miss
yep.
Parker.
Parker.
Hey, Miss
Yeah,
Parker.
man.
I mean,
Straight up.
we'll roll them all out. Stifler's mom.
Stifler's
like,
mom.
That's
yeah.
it. Oh yeah. The
Yeah.
mill.
The whole circuit. The whole
Mill.
The
circuit.
whole
Just-
circuit. The whole circuit, man. Anyway, Vinny, how was your weekend, bro?
Man, my weekend was just crazy. I need a weekend for my weekend. I worked all day Saturday, and Sunday I took a day for myself. I just chilled most of the day, and then
Yeah.
Mhm.
um, I was worried about having to work late on Wednesday because Wednesday's my birthday, so I was going to go out to dinner
This
with
Wednesday, right?
this Wednesday,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Happy
And I was
early
gonna go out
birthday,
to dinner
man.
with. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I was gonna go out to dinner on Sunday with my girl and her kids and stuff, and my sister surprised me and showed up at the restaurant, and my cousin came in from town, from
That's what's
Pittsburgh
up.
because they weren't sure if I was gonna be working too late to do something Wednesday night, so they wanted to make sure they got it in.
Oh,
So
word.
we wound up having like a nice little small gathering like at the pizza shop, and it was real chill. It was like a nice cool night. And then today I was just on this huge job that I'm prepping, this big one of the biggest jobs of the year. So just always juggling everything. Just crazy week. We got so much coming this week too. Like Umbrella Academy's coming, and like
yeah,
Kenobi finale, and
yeah,
Strangers hitting Disney Plus on Wednesday. Like all these shows are dropping on Wednesday. So even if I can't, do anything, go out on my birthday, I'm sure shit gonna have playing on TV to watch. One way or another, I'm gonna be one way or another. have something to do on Wednesday. That's for sure.
You got plenty of things to entertain yourself with, bro. Yeah. That's what it's all about. That's pretty
man,
dope.
But otherwise, good, man. Good.
That's good, man. Good, man. Glad to have you here. Mr. I'm just gonna call. I'm not calling you. Damn, I'm sexy. I'm just gonna say, Mr. Butt Naked, bro. How was your weekend, man?
You tried.
It's been good, man. Yeah, Saturday was busy, man. I was filming all day on Saturday. Didn't get home until like 11:30. But then Sunday was pretty relaxed with the family for Father's Day. Jumped into the Collectors Lounge International with you guys.
Yeah, that was
on
dope.
Sunday.
That was
So that was a good group of guys. So that was fun.
Yeah, that was dope.
And then I'll tell you, man, my passion for collecting and for the source material has been reignited and reinvigorated. I went and I bought like 9 variant cover Daredevil books, including one already graded at 9.8. And I'm getting a bunch of these other variant covers that are just stunning artistry that I'm going to get sent out to get graded. And yeah, I'm lean, especially since I'm not doing a lot of pre-orders for Hot Toys. I'm really leaning back into hunting down really cool older issues and then variant covers of the art that I really love presently. Picking those books up, getting them graded, and having those as cool collection display pieces. So yeah, like I said, I mean, I grabbed like 9 Daredevil books this weekend that I can't wait for them to actually come in. So that, and then grabbing this guy. It's been it's awesome. Been pretty nice. So.
Yeah, that Miles, man. Definitely worth the wait from what I'm seeing so far.
100%. As of right now, I'm trying to think of like which figures actually came out this calendar year, but off the top of my head, I'd say this is probably my figure of the year so far.
Yeah.
That PlayStation Miles Morales is dope too now.
Yeah. What you said? That what?
The PlayStation Miles Morales, the one from the game.
Oh yeah. The PlayStation Miles Morales is definitely dope. But like I said, if you're, I mean, the movie itself, if you're into like, I mean, again,
this one having that iteration,
like
it's unique. The body, the material of the suit's never been used before. The posability, just like I mean, these head sculpts just like are like, I don't know if it'll focus because it's in my face.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
These animated head sculpts are just so damn cool that it's just it's different than the typical Hot Toys releases that you get. So that's why I'm really gravitating toward it.
Yeah, definitely, man. So yeah, like Vinny said, man, we got a lot going on, and what's coming up this Wednesday. But I mean, let's kind of explore. Last week, there was a lot to unpack with that episode. I like the biggest thing about this show, man, that I'm really digging is that they're staying. Again, it's like we're seeing something in the form of a character who's really exploring, coming into her own. But culturally, getting a chance to basically see, how they kind of dive into, the Islamic community, also, given a chance to see like a brown girl on television, man. Again, it's like what I love about Marvel is, the level of inclusivity without it being forced. You know what I mean? Without them trying to force it down your throat. It's just something that feels like it fits. You know what I mean? If once you watch it, and I think this show kind of does such a good job. And like I said, I mean, the lead actress is doing such a great job at carrying this on. We open with, it was crazy because I like the scene that, now you see her with the level of confidence that she has when she's walking in a school. Compared to the juxtaposition between that and how it was the first episode, you know what I mean, where she was, really, really timid. Now she has these powers and she's like, oh yeah, You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, I love that. She's correcting the gym teacher about like her
Yeah,
name.
of her
She like
name, like
talks to the girls that
Mhm.
are in front of her
at
locker.
the
She's like,
locker.
"I'm rooting for
Yeah,
you too." Like it was like it was weird, but it was awesome. It was funny.
yeah. I basically
Mhm.
did love seeing that. But we did get, like I said, I mean, if it was like little subtle Easter eggs that we actually got with this episode. Vinny, I'm gonna start with you first, man. All in all, what did you feel about the episode and what we got so far? I'm really loving the chemistry between her and the best friend. Like he has her back, day one, but you can also see that there's like a tug of war there, like a chemistry that he feels is basically there.
Friend zone.
And yeah, like but he's being friend zoned as of right now. But
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
it's interesting to see the banter between both characters. What did you think so far, man?
I thought it was a good episode. I don't feel it was as strong as the first episode,
Yeah.
but
Mm.
I don't know, they just kind of hit on all cylinders in that first episode, and then I feel like it kind of is catching its breath a little bit in the second
Yeah.
one. Um,
Yeah.
I love what you mentioned about her having that confidence in the school, and I think the
Yeah.
best part about that was it wasn't just everybody reacting with "Is she crazy?" There was a lot of people who were like, "Oh, hey," as if almost as if to say that it's kind of like you can you fake it till you make it sometimes, and like sometimes you get what you put out. So sometimes there's certain people who are likable, or it could change their demeanor simply from having more confidence in themselves, because people can kind of smell that fear and doubt in other people. So I like that she had that kind of confidence carry over into her real life, and it be returned in at least some cases.
Yeah.
um, the relationship with Bruno is pretty typical trope. The nerdy best friend who does have the balls to like ask you out and then get sad when you have
Mhm.
interest in someone else.
Yeah.
So that's pretty common. But I do like the kind of not that it was the first one to do it, but the Shazam type of uh, you know mo- montage where she's learning her power set and figuring out different things she can do. And one of the coolest things is with this power set is it's pretty open to interpretation, because it seems it's almost people have compared it to Lantern's ring, but we don't really know exactly how they're going to
Yeah.
interpret the bands in this series. So it's kind of new to everybody as we're watching it. So we don't know
Yeah.
exactly what she's going to be able to do with it. So the cool part is here's another instance of them changing something so that the readers are learning right along with everybody else.
Mhm.
Uh, as a man who's raised his fair share of females, it is kind of a tough, horrible double standard that it's so much weirder watching a show about a 16-year-old girl losing her shit over a boy, as opposed to the thousands of times we've seen Peter Parker or somebody else lusting after some chick. It feels so much like cringier or weird, or like in a protective way. Like it seems wronger, and that's completely probably wrong, but it's just how a lot of us our age was raised.
Yeah.
I had sisters, and everybody who raises girls feels differently than watching their girls get into a relationship with a dude than the other way around. It's just the way it is.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that was a little weird. It was a little weird with the her losing her mind over the dude who clearly seemed like way too old for her and all that kind of shit. But
Mhm.
obviously, it was more to it than just a romance. It was setting up a story leading into the history of her powers and all that good stuff. So it again, it was a good episode. Wasn't as strong as the first, but clearly not a deal breaker or anything that turned me off from the show. It just I'm anxious to see what they got coming next. I'm anxious to see what she does with her powers next, and learn more
Yeah.
about coming into her own.
Yeah, definitely. Which we see into that, the montage basically where she's trying to learn her abilities and learn her
Mm-hmm.
powers. We do see a hint of what her natural ability is. And what we know from the comics, we see a hint of that, but it's just kind of work. It's utilized and demonstrated a totally different way with the new power set that we see from the show. So we see that they are kind of diving into that. But again, and the directors did say that this is just the first phase of her power set. It's not the final form.
Right.
So eventually we will end up actually seeing the final form of this character. Real quick before I get to Brendan, real quick. I forgot to really address the chat. I can't go without addressing the chat, man. We got Josh McCoy out there. Thank you for coming through. We got Winman. We got let's see here. Amber May is out there. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Amber.
We got let's see here. Docinator there. And is actually in the building. Thank you for being here. Malika Mabane, Mike Rodriguez, Ash Chase is here. S Beam is in the building. Renz Talentino. We got who else, man? We got CT 603 in here. So yeah, we see quite a few people actually ducking in, man. So thank you for being here, Brendan. Second episode, like Vinny said, it wasn't as strong as the first, but I think it was more so. What I liked about it was, I think this is where here's the thing, and this was my sentiment when I watched it. This episode is doing what other episodes and other seasons, like other shows, haven't done so far with the MCU, as far as like Disney Plus. The second episode, okay, so we saw the first episode. But the second episode is really diving into the character development, and it's letting you know the individuals who are going to basically play an important role in her life, from her best friends, her family. Like, we're starting to see that chemistry, and I love that they're giving us that in this particular episode instead of waiting down the line to give us that development, and we have to wait on it. You know what I mean? We're
Right.
seeing it earlier on. You know what I mean? And I'm glad they're giving us this particular episode now, so we have room to see everything else explored. So I think that's the part of it. And on top of that, like I said, anybody who is Middle Eastern, anybody is from the Islamic community, I wanted to see how they would filter that in, that they would give us, a bit of that. And I'm so happy, that they're starting to give us, that we see that so far. So what did you think, man?
Yeah, I think that speaks to exactly what my approach is to viewing Disney Plus content moving forward. Now that we're kind of a year or two into them doing content for Marvel and for Star Wars, that we get a sense of the style of storytelling. And if you look at these as individual episodes in a traditional television sense, then yeah, maybe this one wasn't as strong as the first one. But the first one also has that this is the new, right? So so you've got a certain energy going into that episode that changes in subsequent episodes. But it's also like I'm looking at this more as not like as individual episodes, more as like a long movie that I hit the pause button so I could go take a piss, and then I came back and and kept going, not as like separate episodes. Like because I like to go back and I'll watch like Falcon and Winter Soldier or WandaVision or whatever as like one long movie on a day, right? And I think there's you experience it differently if you're just watching the whole thing as one, rather than going episode by episode and judging each one individually. And I think, like for example, with Kenobi, I think that's where a lot of people got hung up, and they started judging Reva before we really got to see what her story is and how it was going to unfold. And so people were judging the character and even the actor before they got a sense of, oh no, wait, all right, this is what they're doing, right? And so I think that is changing the way that I look at this content and saying, yeah, this, if you look at it as an individual, maybe wasn't as like amazing as the first episode, but I think it was a very good logical step forward following that first episode in the progression of the show and the characters. And I also like personally how, this is like almost like, the montage of her like learning how to deal with her powers, but then right off the bat, she sees that she needs to use her powers to try and save somebody, and she stumbles. She fucks up. She, know, and so she gets that right away, and she's like, "Wait a minute, I have these powers now. but shit, now I have a whole nother level of responsibility. It's not just all
Yeah.
fun and games. It's not just I go out there and I get to be a superhero. Now it's like, oh wait, I never thought about the responsibility that I had as a superhero. And now she's got a taste of that, and now it's about how she deals with that moving forward, because this is the classic, like, why did Batman let Robin go out and fight crime with him? Why was Peter Parker allowed to to be a superhero when he was like 16 years old? And it's like the responsibility that comes with it, and the dealing with the mistakes that you make when you're still developing maturity wise as a kid, right? So I like that. I think that's an interesting element, and I think that could carry over into maybe how she's kind of like mentored by Captain Marvel and Monica Rambeau and stuff when we get to the Marvels movie. But yeah, I really enjoyed the episode. I think it set up her journey moving forward and showed that she's gonna have stumbles, but those stumbles are where we learn more about her, and I think that makes it more interesting.
Yeah, definitely. It is, like I said. I mean, it makes for the simple fact, and I'm glad that they're showing that it is a developmental stage for her, that she's figuring out she's having to figure out those powers, having to get the history, like when we saw the scene where she called the auntie to try to find out as much information as she could about it, and how her mom really kind of shuns that, for one particular reason that they and which they did explain somewhat. But again, how pretty much the auntie went missing, and there's a lot that kind of goes into it, but you do see that she is trying to really learn about the ability, and I think there's like an underlying story there, and there's a connection that we will find out. I think we're starting to find out so far, but are we?
Yeah, she's trying to learn about both her heritage and her new powers at the same time, and see how they're linked. And we don't get to see that too often. Like, there's certain characters that have some elements of that. But even like Shang-Chi, he, for the most part, knew his family history. It was us coming into, learning more about it. But in this case, she's learning about her family history and its ties to these new powers that she didn't know about before. So you got that sense of mystery too that I like.
Yeah. So she actually knows nothing about. So it is. I do like that. That we're kind of seeing that coming to fruition. Jason, what do you think is so far? I mean, so let me ask you a quick question, Jason. Like, last week I know you said that it was okay, it was cool. Now I know that this episode compared to last week's episode didn't have as much of an impact. So I'm wondering, like, has it has it caused, like, even like you're knowing that you're not really into it, but has it caused it to like even decline even worse now because of what you've seen in last week's episode?
You know what? I still watch the show because I like the actress. Like, I'm trying to support Jodie because it's her first big gig and whatever. So I'm trying to show support for her because she's a brown girl. You understand what I'm saying? But the fact that I saw this episode as like a filler. You feel me? Like, how they put like certain episodes in just for a placeholder. So that's how I kind of saw this. The action wasn't until the end. I like the fact that they showed the mosque. That was dope. Like, showing the mosque.
That was probably my favorite scene.
That was my favorite part. I
was thinking, I don't think I've ever seen a movie or a TV show that's ever shown inside a mosque.
Inside the mosque, you feel me? So
definitely not from the female side.
No, definitely not from the female side. Never. I never knew about that. I never knew they had a whole nother section that had sin. I mean, obviously,
they blocked off. They can't be with the men. They just they're all in the same place. They block. They're in a separate.
It's just something I never even thought about, and that's why this shit's so important, because it's shit that we've
never seen that. Yeah. We've never seen that on television. So that part meant a lot to me seeing that. And I mean, from being in Iraq to seeing the mosque over there, like, that set up. I mean, some of the most beautiful parts of that country are just the holy areas, the mosque and stuff like that or whatever. But seeing it on TV for the first time with them breaking it down, like what goes on inside the building, was dope. So I like that part of the episode, and I like the ending when she used her powers again or whatever, and the whole mystery behind her. I think it's her auntie or her grandmother. Her grandmother. So
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, man, that's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to support Shorty and keep watching it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I wasn't wowed by it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. It
I
was
consider it a
definitely
filler
like
episode.
yeah. Put it this way. It was basically like a lower point in the episode. I mean, not lower. It was good. It was good, but it definitely wasn't the. And the thing is, it's like for me, I look at these shows differently, because I want to see. It's like we always say, Vinny. You know, how we used to say basically like before when we were on another show, another podcast, how we talk about punches and powers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
We're seeing a lot more.
We know that's there, but I want the substance first. I need to know this. I need to know the characters. I need to know how well the character development, their struggles, you know, how well they mesh with other characters to see if the chemistry is there. Because if I get that first, because the substance is needed to support everything. And you care more about the character. And from the gate, I cared about her because she is a teenager that we've seen before, that we've experienced even in high school. We've seen in our years. We've actually seen it before. You know what I mean? So
what makes me care about her more is what the stuff she's done like outside the show. Like I like the fact that she's so ballsy and she's so like she's arguing with Feige about certain things, which is hilarious. This is your first time doing anything Marvel, and you arguing with the boss. I'm like petty arguments, but with the boss. I love that about her, bro. So it's like that makes me want to watch the show though, because I really want to support her.
Yeah, no doubt. And I left her out, but her friend here, Nakia, she was shining in this episode too.
Yeah,
good actress. She's a good actress.
Yeah, she was really good because she was in the first episode, but it didn't really hit much. Obviously,
yeah, she was hardly in the first episode.
But in this one, it was like she still showed a lot of scenes, man. She definitely was shining.
That scene in the bathroom,
like, wow,
just about her talking about that.
That was dope.
Felt like so.
Yeah.
Like it felt like a woman wrote this and they knew what they were doing. It didn't feel like what a man thinks y'all go through when
you need a tampon.
That type of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, not just that, but like her whole thing about like wearing, the headdress and everything.
The hijab,
like, she said like she because and that was taken directly from the books, not that they were in the bathroom, but like that they had that conversation because her character in the books, she didn't always wear the hijab, and then she started to, and some people started kind of criticizing her or thinking that she was being forced to do it. And she explained that she was choosing to do it because it actually started helping her to form her own identity, and it meant something to her, and so she started doing that, and so that was taken right from the books, and it's really powerful scene.
It's really important because I mean, obviously, this country has had this kind of, picture painted of an entire type of people
of the Islamic community,
and it's been so difficult to kind of, break that wall down, especially considering there wasn't much of a representation before then that was ruined. It was like never there in the first place. So to build it,
there were always terrorists.
You know what I mean? Exactly. It's not like there was all kinds of great representation before 9/11. So it sure shit was harder, even harder after. So to have such an entire people just painted as one thing for so many years, and to see this little girl just knocking down all that bullshit in one show where we're not just seeing, okay, here's a girl who isn't bad. We're seeing like what their culture is like, with the shit that they go through with the, with their clothing and their, just here's the thing. The subtleties of the show, the nuances is what's so great, because it's almost like you're eavesdropping into another world in some respects, because there's a lot of melting pot in this country, but typically, and maybe stereotypically, these are people that mostly keep to themselves.
Yeah.
They're
Yep.
not a people that are very open, and like not many
Yep.
Middle Eastern people integrate. And you see with this family, they're not really kind of encouraged to. They're
To
encouraged to keep
themselves.
to
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not
Mhm.
many people know much about their culture unless they really go out of the way to learn about it. We certainly
Yeah.
Mhm.
haven't seen much of it on television or in film, unless,
Mhm.
like you said, like unless they're fucking terrorists. So
Yeah.
it's really
Mhm.
cool seeing
This
just
is why I
minor
support it, man.
day-to-day coming of age stuff from
Mhm.
this community is really really interesting.
And it allows you to basically see from a perspective, and that's what the show is doing,
Her
is
point
bridging
of
that
view.
gap, because it gives us, it's her point
Mhm.
of view, but it also
Mhm.
gives us that warm interpretation. Like, I was, one of my best friends, she lives in Australia, her name is Amal. I was welcomed into her family, bro. When I lived in Australia, like, pretty much, I was thrusted into the Lebanese Middle Eastern culture, and
Mhm.
just seeing it from that side, whatever your interpretation of was of the culture, unless you're in it,
Mhm.
unless you see it, you can't draw off of perception based off of an event or what everybody else says about it,
Old
because again, we
movies.
know that the media covers
Right.
it up. Yeah. But
Right.
seeing that and talking to her about this show, and she was like, yo, everything that you see on this show so far is a direct interpretation of the
Mhm.
culture, and
Yeah.
she loves
Mhm.
that they're basically doing that. And I was like, good, as long as I get her graces on this show, and she says that it's not one of those situations where they're kind of like sugarcoating
Right.
or kind of,
Mhm.
yeah, that it's a direct
It's
interpretation,
real.
that everything that they're
Mhm.
drawing on. And even when you go
Mhm.
back and listen to like Kevin Feige's interviews, and how he talks about how he wanted that to be at the forefront. He wanted you to know
Mhm.
about the Middle Eastern family. He wanted that family to introduce you to the actual culture. It was the culture
Mhm.
before the story. And so basically the
Mhm.
story and both the culture meshes together. And that's what makes it such an important thing, man. I love it. I definitely love it.
And
Yeah.
that's what makes it a show that's not just checking off a fucking box.
Yeah,
You know what I
Mhm.
definitely.
mean? It's not like, oh hey, we got one for this
See,
team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
this
they
is
tie the
why,
mystery
like,
of her powers to the family, and they said every family has a story about, that night and fleeing Pakistan, and like,
Mhm.
and they're never good ones and stuff. So they're taking something that's very
Mhm.
culturally relevant
Yeah.
to this specific section of the Muslim community and
Mhm.
relating that to her family mystery and the powers and the culture as it is here in the
Mm-hmm.
States.
Mm-hmm.
And so it makes it all that much more personal, and it makes it,
Right.
it really,
Exactly.
really does a good job of humanizing characters and experiences that most other people never even give a second thought to.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Exactly. And that's
And see, this
that's
is
what I
why
love
I want
about
her
it.
to win, though, bro. This is why I
Yeah.
want her to win so bad, because
Yeah.
just her representing the culture from
Mm-hmm.
Right.
the side that hasn't been seen before, that's
Mhm.
not
Yeah.
fighting Rambo or fighting Chuck Norris or fighting, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? You have a, you know what I mean? You're
Yep.
not blowing
No,
up
that's
like
it's
true.
the Eiffel Tower or some
it's
shit,
so
or
true.
Die
It's
Hard.
Yep.
so
You
true.
know what I'm saying?
It's
Yeah.
so true.
So that
Yeah.
And it's
this is
also
what,
showing that yeah, she's part of the Muslim community. She's of Pakistani origin, but like
right,
she's also a girl
right,
who's like gaga over a boy, and right,
Yeah.
and
right.
she's got high school friends, and she
Yeah.
wants to go to
Hmm.
a party, and she likes the Avengers and comics and shit like that. It's
Yeah.
because it's so often people look at and have these misconceptions about other cultures and like the Muslim community, and they just think it's a very like strict, rigid, very oriented in a specific way kind of
Yeah.
thing, and they realize that they're people just like you. They read comics, they like boys, they do what, you know what I mean. It's like it again, it just makes people more relatable
Yeah.
when so many people just kind of have these assumptions about how different somebody else is, rather than realizing that, wow, there's like a shit ton of similarities that you have. They
Yeah.
Hmm.
immediately just assume all the differences are there
Yeah.
instead of the similarities.
And that's the
And
thing. It's a beautiful thing to sit there. Like, for instance, like Toya, she sits there and watches it with me. And even some of the things that I don't pick up on because she's Muslim, she's able to explain it. She's able to internalize it. And there was a moment, like the moment at the party when she was talking to at the when they were actually at the celebration after the Eid, and they had the conversation. She was talking to her dad, and Toy was basically, in that conversation she had with her dad was incredible. But Toy was sitting up there waiting for a moment for her to say something. She's like, is she about to? And she was like, if she says it, it's just going to take her over the top. So, her, understanding what is going on and able to really explain it to me in a sense, and kind of walk me through certain things, certain practices and stuff like that. I mean, it's bro, it's simply amazing, man. And they're doing such a good job. And I'm glad that in this first episode, we are getting that, you know what I mean? So it makes it's incredible, man.
And that whole celebration, you could have substituted any culture for that. That could have been like a Puerto Rican fair. That could have been a Polish or an Irish or an Italian festival or something like that. So again, it shows you the similarities. It's like it was all about like people getting together, having food, bullshit and telling stories, listening to music. It's the same as any other culture. So, again, it makes it more relatable. And the like what she said, like the modernity of their American experience, that was too. It was like, when Bruno in that first episode even is like, creating that basically like Siri or Alexa type thing for and her dad's like all into it and stuff like that. And it wasn't that he has no idea because he's like Muslim or Pakistani. It was like he has no idea because he's just older and doesn't know technology. And again, it shows a similarity between like our own families, when it's like, God, I wish my mother never found social media because she drives me batshit crazy on that. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. It's like the older generation, they don't understand these things. And then when they do, it's like the light goes on and stuff. And it was funny. And, again, everything about this, I feel like just makes it more and more relatable.
Toy is saying that Brendan's dropping jewels. He's dropping some gems.
She knows.
She said everybody's dropping gems. Straight up. But it was definitely important. Again, we were talking about, now here's the thing, like this is what I'm trying to discover. And here's another scene to me that was beautiful. And the thing is, again, we don't want to, make it all, it's not me making it all about culture, but this was a beautiful thing to see, to me. And
it is about culture, man.
Yeah,
like,
it is, bro.
That, bro. It's so good to see. I don't even care.
This right here, bro, was incredible. Like basically seeing that, her brother, the Islamic culture goes, it was dope. It goes beyond just, Middle Eastern, or, we have, the thing is, there's so many different cultures, and what people I need to understand that Islam is so widespread. It's not just, you have some, not just Pakistani, not just Lebanese, Middle Eastern. It's, you have, even,
Muhammad Ali.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have, like, even in the Asian culture itself, there's a lot, you know what I mean, to be, like a, to be, represented. And they kind of show and pay homage. Like it's so widespread. And to see the chemistry between both of them and just how it was so explained and elegantly explained. To see this festival, man, like it just warmed my heart, bro. Like it really did warm my heart to see something like this.
And
Marvel did not have to show that, though.
Yeah, they didn't.
The dinner table conversation that they had too, because like his fiance, she's Muslim, so she understands, that from her perspective. But then she's not Pakistani. So she doesn't understand it from the national perspective of like being from us, because there are Muslims from all over the world. That doesn't mean that you know and share the exact same experience, because a Muslim girl growing up in New Jersey, first generation, her life is different than her mother or her grandmother who grew up in Pakistan.
That's from Pakistan or Lebanon.
Somebody else who grows up in Lebanon. Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, and this festival was a good way of showing too that it's like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the Muslim part of it is like the part that kind of unites them all, but they're all from all these different countries and other kind of cultures within those. And again, that's why I thought this festival, I mean, it could be It could be an Italian festival. It could be an Irish one where it's like people are from different parts of the country and come together and stuff. And so that was what was really cool about this, is to show. And New Jersey has a very large Muslim community too, which is why this was the books were set there. And I think that's it's a really cool element of this, to show you're talking about culture in different parts of this country, as well as how as it relates to other countries, other religions. I think they've just been doing a really good job.
Her brother's great
but
too.
it was just,
he's been awesome.
Her brother's he's
a good actor.
He's a good actor too, bro.
Very natural. There's a lot of chemistry.
He feeds off of it. Bro. They feed off each other.
Like, you can tell, like, that's a funny dude in real life. Like that, they have a ton of chemistry together. And then again, like I mentioned last week, like one of the things that's so special about the show is like she has her family. She's not an orphan. She's not
mom and dad.
Mom. It's like the family dynamic is rare. Is rare that you see in a superhero property.
Yeah,
but see, this was a scene. Because like this was a scene that Marvel didn't have to show. They didn't have to put this in there at all, bro. To see them celebrating their culture in traditional, like they got traditional robe, hijab, everything. It was I love it.
That's what Marvel's doing right about, just like they did with Moon Knight, where the directors and showrunners were Egyptian. They were like, we've never seen Egypt and Cairo actually shown the way it is modern, or even the way
Egyptian
it was
actors.
And so what we saw in Moon Knight was different than what you typically see of Cairo and those areas. And so similarly, it's like, okay, we're seeing, we're seeing this. It's not just, somebody who has no connection to that community coming in and just saying, okay, well, this is how we're going to look at it. It's like, they're actually showing
pyramid.
Yeah. And that's why they're getting creators who are from these backgrounds, who are from these communities,
to
who
show
have
you
these
the
shared
real
life experiences, to say, okay, we're now, and it gives it an authentic feel. That, you typically, before Marvel really started doing it this way, you never saw. It was always like they just get whatever the biggest name director was to come in. And now they're looking at who is the best person to bring a certain point of view to this content, not like we have to have a bankable name.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely, bro.
It works though. It works.
It absolutely does. Yeah.
It definitely does, bro. I was just looking around in this scene to see if I seen anybody that was recognizable from a particular room, but I just didn't see anything. So
this dude, man.
Lael, I know that you sometimes, you're not always the best at wrapping it up when you absolutely need to. I know you do have to go, so we might want to start.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna start picking up.
Just want to make sure.
Oh yeah,
I want to make sure sister's not waiting at the airport.
Yeah. We got.
If you show up
cussing
late.
all
we
of
got
us
this.
out.
We got this. So here's my thing, and we got a couple. We still got a couple, but here's my thing, because I wanted to kind of tap into this real quick. A couple of different things here. One, I'm trying to figure out again, because we've seen these, this guy before. We've actually had a chance to see him in, No Way Home, his role there. There is rumors that there's ties between him and Sword as well. We don't know how that organization is going to play itself, and maybe he's watching closely, because again, there's remnants and there's what could be, and what I'm thinking a possibility could be, how pretty much Sword is watching to see if there are any type of irregularities going on. And I think that this show, in a sense, is going to tie well. I believe is going to tie well into Secret Invasion. So I got a strange feeling it is. Better not be no damn Mephisto. But I mean, so it's just interesting. Like I said, they're really, really keyed in on anything that's actually happening. That's any type of supernatural or whatever. Like, they're keyed in, and it's going to be interesting, because we did see in this episode that she was being pursued.
They're definitely going to have a backstory. Like, there's
Yeah.
obviously going to be more to them. And I'm 99% sure, because I've seen that actor before. I don't remember his name, but I'm pretty sure he's Muslim as well.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is.
He is.
Yeah,
I can't for the life of me remember what his name is, but he's a good actor.
Yeah.
And I like that he is too. So it's not going to lean into okay, like, you know, a non-Muslim person who doesn't understand them. So that way, that's not an issue, and they can just focus on the story and not bring in that element and just keep rolling with the way they've been doing it. I like that.
Yeah. I love that they're bringing, and that's the thing is, it's like people will be quick to say, well, you know, how are you going to just basically bring in, like, why do you keep bringing in his name is Aaron Moed, so he's you know,
he was
his
in Born Identity,
Lebanese.
I think.
Yeah. So, and he was
I think he was.
Yeah, he's been in
Born
a couple
Identity,
of
I think.
One of the Bourne movies, not the first one. But
Yeah.
So, and it's interesting because again, they're, you know, if you see something that's highly, you know, filtered in with like culture, you want it to be represented, and it has to be done right, and only with people who will understand the culture, and it's not you know, falsified or just whatever. So it makes sense. So again, really excited about it, but it's going to be interesting to see how this twist kind of plays itself in you know, the show itself. Now the main thing is I want to kind of zero in on as well, real quick. I want to zero in on this particular scene, and we kind of touched on it a bit, but I want to kind of like, because it's interesting. We saw this at the end of the episode. Now, I don't think this is this definitely isn't her aunt, not her aunt.
No,
it's someone else.
No.
And I want to see, and from what I believe is that the love interest, again, and which we already know, was planted there to get next to her. You know what I mean? So we already know that. So it's going to be interesting, and that's why I'm kind of anxious to see in this next episode to see where they're going to go.
She wants that bracelet.
It seems like she does, or she's familiar with that power. Like she's very familiar with that power. Vinny, what you think about this, bro?
I think she might have one bracelet and wants the other one.
Oh, could be. They could be the bands.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They could be the bands.
Because if it's the bands, then there's another one.
Yeah.
Yep.
It could be.
Can we get the real Captain Marvel?
Right. So it might be more powerful once you get them both. So she you know, so she might that might be the point.
You think they're the nigga bands, bro?
I think so, but they got. I tell you what, though.
Marvel.
I tell you what, though.
I can't say nigga bands on TV, though.
I tell you one thing.
Yeah, you can't say
that fucking name. They gonna change that fucking name.
Nigga bands.
Oh hell yeah!
Yo,
they gonna have to change the name.
Yo, you imagine those Marvel press runs if all those white actors gotta say that shit?
Or they're gonna, or they might change the pronunciation, like really draw it out, like the Nega band.
Nope.
Something like that.
Nego bands. Nego bands.
It'll be like, remember that white boy in the spelling bee who had to spell Negus?
Nope. Yeah, you can't. No, you can't.
Ain't no way around it.
Yeah, it's no way around this.
He's right though. Like that's a good. I mean, well, also because remember, in the comics, because she's Inhuman, she can grow her entire body. She can extend both arms and stuff. Right now, she's I think limited to like just extending the one that the band is on. So she gets the other one.
So that's interesting. So she may actually have
by the end of the show, she might get both of them. So then she's got her full power set that's fully evolved to then learn how to use all of that with the other characters in the Marvel's movie.
Yeah.
Another thing is, how could she just show up like that in front of her without having some kind of power connected to the band? She got to be wearing maybe like
the band. It's like band. It's like Wi-Fi.
Right. The real Captain
really
Marvel.
Really.
The real Marvel. Please stand up.
It's the first, you know, first Wi-Fi. That's it right there.
Yeah,
the first Wi-Fi.
That is no Cricket Wireless, right? That's
give me the other band.
Mad long distance rates.
Yeah,
give me the Mega Band.
That's There's no cricket. There's no
Kidding me.
Ryan Reynolds. None of that. Like
Nope.
it's like this
Nope.
whatever. But it's gonna be interesting, man.
Yeah.
Because I mean I can't wait to see it, and I'm hoping again because it's like I didn't want the focus to be on just like another love interest type of a situation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
God,
there's
I'm
a twist.
so tired of
I,
that.
There's a
I
twist.
it to be some type of an actual twist, and I'm glad that we're seeing
Yeah,
it so far. Like that's
yeah,
what we're
yeah.
getting with it, right now. So it's definitely interesting, man. I mean, all in all, I'm loving what we're going with this show so far, man. What we're getting with it. I think it's going to be interesting going forward. I think they're getting episodes like this. I think this was the one episode that they needed to get out of the way, but in a good way. They wanted us to kind of relate
Mm-hmm.
to the character,
Yeah.
but to set something up going forward. Because I can honestly say, like, I look forward to seeing this show every week because it just feels good. You know what I mean? It just feels good to watch. Number one, it's a direct interpretation of the book, just a different power scale. They may change certain narratives, but it is the same. It's still the same. And
It's
even
just
how
not
she
a human.
portrays the character is exactly. So again,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm excited about it. What are your thoughts? What's any final thoughts on this episode, man? So far, what we're actually seeing and what we're getting, and any expectations going
It's got me
forward?
ready for episode 3.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
so episode feed is more of what we want from like
I think we're gonna
just
kick up
more.
the pace in this one. I think
Just
now
more,
that I think we're about to get deep into it.
Yeah.
and
definitely.
I'm really here to support her as an actress. That's why I'm hanging around, because I want her to win. I want the show to really blow up. That's what I want for her.
Succeed.
But, I mean,
So
we'll see.
before we close out though, because I can't close out because we got Lumi here, and I know she was excited about this, and I know pretty much everybody is excited about this, and I know Vinny, you haven't really seen this, or you have seen it, but I know everybody was excited about this, and Brennan, you already know where I'm going with this, bro.
I know exactly.
Oh boy.
Bam,
Oh boy.
bam. This right here. This is
Thunder
what we actually
Toys.
got from Thunder Toys. They actually gave us Valkyrie. Yo,
Now, is she coming with the horse?
their
You
horses-
can buy it separately.
You could buy it separately, or
She's like 160, I think, or 164 for Valkyrie.
That's
I
it?
don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how
Yep.
much the Pegasus is going to cost.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yo,
it's-
her head
it's
sculpt is
third party.
perfect.
yo,
It's good. It's not. It's definitely not like 100%.
It's better than nothing. We got nothing from
It's
Hot.
solid.
We got
I think. Well, who was it? Was
That's
it Bob
dope.
Dylan or Mike Fallow? Like one of them was like, "Yeah, watch the Hot Toys tease announcement tomorrow." So
Oh,
yeah,
God.
I do think Hot Toys is going to make it. So
Yeah.
I'm not rushing
Yeah.
out to order this one. But I like that they did it. 'cause
I'm gonna
that
get
could
this
at
one though.
least
To be
press Hot
honest,
Toys more.
that's dope. That was
well,
good.
here's the
They're smart,
thing, because
But
Hot
they're
Toys
really
is-
smart
Look at
to
Lumi.
have a Pegasus with it, because even if people hold out for a Hot Toys one and they do make one, they'll probably still go to them.
They
for
have a
that horse.
Pegasus.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
See,
and if
here's the-
Hot Toys does the Pegasus, with it, I mean that shit's going to be easily $400 or $500.
Yeah,
Easily.
so that's which
Yep.
is why I think they won it.
yeah. Here's the thing.
Yeah,
though,
I would get
because
this one.
if Hot Toys is, you got to keep in mind that Hot Toys' main focus right now is not going. It's definitely not going to be on the end game run for this particular figure. Right now, they're focusing
Mm-mm.
on Love and Thunder, and if anything,
Love
we're
and
going to
Thunder,
get
yeah.
that version of Valkyrie. This, if you want to get this one right here, and here's this, it's not to say it's not going to happen, but I think they're going to focus more on the Love and Thunder version of it. If you want to get this version, you can actually get this to complete your in-game version with the with A-Force.
Yeah.
You know, so, and like Illuminara said, like, all right, okay, better be Okoye, and that better be next. And I think, like I said, this
Yep,
does open
yep.
the door for that discussion. Definitely, it does.
It's really
Okoye,
wild that
can
there
we
hasn't
get
been an
Batgirl? I mean,
Okoye.
can we get Catwoman? Can we get
They haven't
Catwoman?
done that yet. I know we need all that, bro. We need everything. So I'm excited, man. Like it's good times ahead. A lot of things are happening.
Mhm.
So again, everybody, thank y'all for joining. I know it's been a short show, but I had to dip out. But anyway, man, Vinny, what you got coming up, bro? What you got going on coming up here?
Just getting everything wrapped up here. Hopefully, I can get off a little early on my birthday on Wednesdays. Excited for that day because that's Kenobi finale. That's another episode of Miss Marvel. It's Umbrella Academy dropping. Doctor Strange is on hitting Disney Plus. Might spend some family time doing whatever it is they got going on, and then I'm just looking forward to just keeping it rolling, just enjoying all this content, man. It's a good time to be a geek.
Hell yeah, bro. It was funny because real quick, me and Toya, we had to go take the bench, like one of these benches, back to her mom's house. And I got a car, like the trunk of my car is full of like just like, I still got like boxes of comics that I got to pull out. One of the boxes filled over. Now, mind you, this was like a few of the boxes I got from a tattoo artist that I know because he had the comics sitting in his home. So he gave the rest of them to me. Mm-hmm. So one of the box fell over, and what dumped out of the box was Condom Man, bro. It was a comic called Condom Man, bro. Toy was like, "What?
Did it already come bagged and boarded?"
Bro, I gotta, you know what?
Bagged and stiff as a board.
Next episode, I'm gonna show y'all this book. It was called Condom Man. When she saw that, bro, it was like it was the first time I seen it in that box, and I was bugging. I was like, wow, like there's some decent pieces in there too. A lot of them I already have, but stuff that I don't have.
Someone's gonna make the joke, so I'll just do it for them for like Condom Man.
Yeah,
whatever with the plastic. Still a great figure.
Oh my god, that's funny.
We got my baby girl in the building. Hey, Scholar, she came through. She congratulations to her. She was on the news last night for her business and Juneteenth. Yeah. So excited about my baby girl. She's doing her thing, bro. She is. She was so sweet, so excited. They came straight to her, like all the businesses that were there. They came straight to her and they interviewed her and stuff like that. It was amazing. I loved it. But anyway, yeah, man. Vincent Dunn Art on Instagram. If you want to get some pieces, also definitely hit the link to his store is there. So make sure you subscribe. Butt Naked. What you got coming up, bro?
I mean, we got new episodes of Kenobi, the finale, and new episode of Ms. Marvel on Wednesday. New comic book day. I'm really excited for the next issue of Moon Knight, and also there's a new Punisher War Journal on Wednesday that I'm really looking forward to. I'm really enjoying this current Punisher run, and I think it's going to tie directly into next month's launch of Daredevil #1. And as I've told people, I've declared this the summer of Daredevil. I am focusing on getting Daredevil graded comics, collectibles, variant covers, everything I can get my hands on. I'm all about Daredevil. This summer, I'm really trying to build out that section of my collection. It was also cool because we saw Vincent D'Onofrio sharing some pictures on Instagram of him getting fucking swole, looking like he's gonna whether he's gonna be in the Echo show or he's just getting ready for filming Daredevil.
He's got the eye of the tiger, pun intended.
So so I got excited about that. It's pretty much that, and then I'm gonna have some fun with this guy right here. And then
I'm gonna get him, bro.
He has to be able to fit these, man.
I hope you get you get lucky and it works. And then Nightmare 2-pack Batman and Superman will be here later this week. So
definitely,
yeah, man, it's just gonna be enjoying that. And then who knows, maybe on Sunday I might pop into a lounge somewhere. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Straight up, man. Definitely
might have an international flair to it. I don't know.
Yeah, you'll be there. Maybe. You'll be there. You'll definitely be there. It was fun. It was fun times on the National Collectors Lounge International. Definitely, man. Jason, what you got coming up, bro?
Work. I have the deluxe Anakin coming in with the skiff. That should be here soon.
Nice.
I got that coming. I have to read these books I got the other day, the Star Wars stuff I got the other day. And I got another figure coming. I can't think which one it is. Oh, my God. Oh, Django. Duh. Django's coming.
Nice.
You guys both got him already, right? Is it?
No, I haven't. I haven't picked up Django.
You're going to love it. It's just, the thing is, the articulation, it's not a lot of articulation, but it's worth it. It's still worth it. Yeah, it's the fat, bro. You know what? They keep using them damn fat suits, bro. You already know.
I mean, you can take it off. They're like people have done it online.
I'm gonna take it off,
on YouTube and stuff. You can.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna take it off.
Definitely take it off because the thing is, like the armor and everything is like velcroed on, so you'll be able to do it. You know what I mean? It's not a bad.
Okay, bad. Other than that, man, that's it, man. That Anakin, that skiff, I'm waiting for that. Boy, that's gonna be. I can't wait for that, man.
Oh yeah, so that should be coming. Come on, man! If you haven't already, follow my man. Yo, plus I ain't gonna say nothing. I'll just wait till this Friday. I ain't gonna hype you up. Anyway, I ain't gonna hype you up. So anyway, yeah, make sure that you basically follow my man on Instagram, man. Come on, man. I mean, great content over there. You know,
read comic books.
And read some comic books straight up. But yeah, make sure you basically follow my man Jason, man, as always. Yo, it's been a great show. Everybody out there, man, thanks for basically being here. Again, next week. Now, this is what I thought we would actually do next week. We're not going to just talk about Miss Marvel because we got a lot of stuff to dive into, bro. Brennan, you haven't seen the boys yet, have you?
I will prioritize it.
Make sure you prioritize it.
Oh, you're missing it, bro.
Yeah, I know. I just haven't had to. I haven't had time to.
Make sure you watch these episodes, bro, because this season is
crazy.
So make sure make sure you watch that because we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a couple of things. I'm trying to stay away from what's going on with DC right now because
oh God, don't.
I'm not. But I know
I don't even want to look at the screen and talk about that. I don't even want to look at the screen.
I'm trying.
Don't, bro.
I'm trying.
Don't.
That's gonna
That's a 2-hour show, bro. That's a 2-hour show.
Until we actually get information on that, we'll talk about that.
Ezra Miller is just the dude who gets on the elevator and just farts just to fuck your day up, dude.
Yeah, like, Miller.
It's
he's
fucking
a
funny, man.
Bro.
It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Some days want the world to burn, man.
Yeah,
dude,
it is.
Yeah. What a dick.
Anyway, everybody out there.
We got New Umbrella Academy to talk about too.
Yes, Umbrella Academy. We're going to talk about too. So there's a lot of interesting thing. Also, getting prepared for SDCC announcements are going to be made there as well. So again, it's a great time to be a comic book fan, to be a nerd. Everybody out there, thank you for actually coming on board today. Sorry for the short episode, but next week we will make it up to you basically with a lot of content. So just be prepared for that. Again, tune in this Wednesday for episode 3 of Miss Marvel. Be prepared for next week's discussion, and it will be full spoiler. Again, we thank you all for coming and being a part of the show as always. Until next week, peace out. We love y'all. We'll see you again. And I did it one more time. One more time.